All right, good morning and welcome to our Monday morning mental
Fitness.
mental toughness, mental toughness training. I was like, Monday morning miracles. That sounds pretty good too.
Yes, it
And
does.
yeah, we've already been up over here, done our miracle morning, so we're like, ready for a level 10 day. Um, all right, the book that we're using, 177 Mental Toughness Secrets of the World Class. This is from Steve Siebold, and we are on number 20. The great ones possess supreme confidence. Another great word to distinguish world-class performers from average people is confidence. Some people are raised by confidence building parents, teachers, and coaches, yet they are in the minority. Most champions realized they were responsible for developing their own confidence at some point and programmed themselves through a series of ongoing techniques. These programming strategies might include mental imagery and visualization techniques, meditation, sports, martial arts, learning a new language or a musical instrument, losing weight, or going on an exercise regimen. All of these strategies contribute to boosting self confidence. But the two fastest, most powerful ways to skyrocket self confidence I've ever seen are number one, changing the language you use when you talk to yourself and others. Positive self talk can literally change your life in 90 days if you really stick to it. You can reprogram your entire belief system just by changing the words you use when you talk to yourself. I've read volumes of books on this subject. The best one is called What to Say When You Talk to Yourself by Shad Helmstetter, PhD. This book is written in simple language and explains how the change process works. And I did read that book. That's probably the first book that I read that started changing my mind significantly, and I highly recommend it. It is amazing. Also, on this same topic, if you had a chance to watch any of Leadership from when we were in Nashville about a month ago, a little bit over a month ago, it probably was a month ago. Danny Danielson, no, let's see,
Danielle.
Da-
Danielle.
Danielle Daniels, Dan-
No S.
Danielle Daniel. Wow, it's like her name is twice. Okay. She said the same thing and just gave an amazing talk about this same thing of just like rewriting your story, recording it, but this is like helping you to say different words to yourself. So, and then number two is learning to be a proficient and entertaining public speaker. When you can stand in front of a group of people and communicate effectively, it catapults your confidence into the stratosphere. Most world-class business people are strong speakers. So those are the two encouraging things to help you to change your, let's see, rocket your self-confidence, skyrocket your self-confidence. Change the language you use when you talk to yourself and con become a proficient and entertaining public speaker. Okay, I would love to hear your thoughts on this one. And I just realized also, usually we talk about what we did last week on Champions Are Curious. So either one of those, go ahead and share some of your thoughts on confidence or curiosity.
On confidence, I didn't have a lot of opportunity to talk to people, but that is in my foremind that I'm going to try and implement. The book, What to Say When You Talk to Yourself, years and years and years and years ago, I bought the audio tape. No, I have the book, and I made audio tapes, used to listen to them on my Walkman while I was working.
Right? I
Anyway,
remember the Walkman.
yeah, haven't done that for a long time. But I really wish that there was like a mediator in my brain saying, nope, stop that.
Hmm. You do have to you have to train yourself and you have to be the mediator in your brain, and you're going to do it wrong a lot of times. When I took so right after my divorce or right after my separation, I had these four little kids and I did not know how to parent without yelling because that was just like not something I had known about. My mom didn't know about it either. But I went and took um Love and Logic. In my town
Uh-huh.
that I lived in, they had these Love and Logic classes and they were free. And I heard about them and I was like, I definitely need this. Well, there was a whole new language associated with parenting without yelling, a whole new language, right? And so I wrote sticky notes and I had them stuck to everything in my house, the fridge, the cupboards, the bathroom mirror, everywhere, of things like regardless of that, or I love you too much to argue with you, or just stuff. So I had it always coming into my mind whenever I was at home, and around my children. I had these words, but I had to develop that vocabulary. And I think the same thing is true when you are going to change the way that you talk to yourself. You have to just immerse yourself in it. So the recordings are awesome, and especially if you use that theta time when you're just falling asleep, that's the best time to listen because then your brain is open and so you can let that into your brain. And then also there's a theta blend. Can you find it again? Mom's gonna get
Mm.
the theta blend so we can offer that. This was from Danielle that she made this blend, and this will help you also. But I do think also if you're doing Miracle Morning, you've got some meditation time. This is a great time to enter those good words into your mind and change how you think because you're not going to do it in one day. What did he say here? 90 days, right? You
It's
can
90
literally
days.
change your life in 90 days if you really stick to it. So you've got this opportunity and don't waste your next 90 days. Like just make it amazing, right? I love that. Thank you, Chris. Good point. Linda, did you have something you want to add?
I did. Yes, I think the parents in the 50s, that's how they parented yelling. And so we
Right?
developed that trait and continued. I also took Love and Logic, and that has changed how I portray and speak now. And then New Knowledge Adventure. I mean, I was a teacher. I could talk to little kids. That was easy because it wasn't intimidating to me. Now, I couldn't ever teach college or high school kids, I didn't think. Well, with New Knowledge Adventure, I had to uh, think outside the box and I have to find instructors to teach different subjects that the rest of the people taking the classes want to take. So I've had to I've I've been to every city council. I speak there. I speak at
Look
I
at
go to
you.
Fort Hall and I have to talk to the tribal leaders, see if they can bring us some classes and then schedule all that. It's a whole changing world. And I think and then I can teach with confidence the people that come to these classes also.
Yeah.
I've taught
Well, and
my
that's
essential
evident
oils.
by by the fact that you have people enrolling pretty regularly. So that
Right,
is
there's
excellent.
500. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I'm
no, that's
doing
awesome.
18 classes again this year, and looking on the positive sides of things has changed my life the most. I always
Yeah,
used to focus on the negative, and that
Mhm.
gets you nowhere.
right,
Mhm.
right. That spirals into more negative stuff because the more negative you're thinking, the more you're
Right?
bringing that past negativity into your future and into your present and creating that into the future. And so that is such a great point. So yes.
Zig Ziglar called it stinking thinking.
Right? And we've all done plenty of it, that's for sure.
Right.
Okay, here is the Theta blend. Kathy, do you want to put your face on here?
Okay, I'm here.
Spell theta.
Go say
Theta is Theta. So this is like this is that. So that you have delta waves and you have alpha and beta waves in your brain waves, and theta. Actually, children are born in theta and they're in theta until they're at least 7 or 8, and some as high as 10 or 11. So those early years, like you're just a sponge. Everything,
Mhm.
your body, your brain just uptakes everything in those years. And this is the theta blend to help you to basically reprogram your own brain.
You're skipping the Reticular.
Yep, you got to
Our
skip the
reticular.
reticular activator, which is not fully formed for those kids. They don't get it. Like stuff doesn't bounce out.
Well, I'm just going to give you a little bit about what she said before that. She gave this. She said, we're trying to be self-loving and be careful what we tell ourselves because it does matter. We are responsible for what we tell ourselves and what we say in our own heart. And then she said, probably in 6 months, you'll rewrite your words, but she listens to her affirmations at just at sleep time when she's doing that way. Or she's got this blend, and I was so excited to hear this. This was in her talk. So she has 3 drops of lavender. I call it the Theta Wave Blend. 3 drops of lavender, 2 drops of Iliahi, which is the
Hawaiian sandalwood. That's what Iliahi is. Yes.
and then 2 drops of tangerine. You want to put that in the chat? Will that stick?
Yeah, I won't stick.
Okay.
But
How
we'll
many
put it in the
tangerine?
comments.
And then diffuser
Two tangerine.
and two sandalwood and 2 um tangerine. And then she
And
said
it's for the diffuser, right?
diffuse it at night. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
sleep
So
time.
great. And then turn on your recording of your new words that you're telling yourself so that you can create that space for the reprogramming, because we do have to reprogram, because we run those programs that we learned when between the age of birth and 7 or 11 years old. And if you think about that, and you've got a you've got an 11-year-old running your business, how does that make you feel?
There's nothing. Sweet cat.
Right. Right. So, and actually running your whole life. So, yeah, so you want to reprogram some of that stuff, because you can look back and see that you learned some bad programming. You can get that. Okay. The world-class resource is to upgrade the quality of your self-talk. Purchase Shad Helmstutter's book, What to Say When You Talk to Yourself. I read this book in 1986 and it changed my life. I would also recommend that you get a free subscription to the Greatest Things Ever Said About Public Speaking, which is a free weekly email. To sign up, you can go to speechseminar.com. This book is old. I don't know if that's still available. Speechseminar.com. Okay, and then here's your action step for today. Ask your 3 closest friends this question. On a scale of 1 to 7, 7 being the most confident, how much confidence do I project? This will give you an idea of how the world is responding to you. All right. Now I want to pop back to champions are curious, and I want to ask you. So our action step was, the next time you're socializing with friends or associates, see how many questions you can ask each about what they do and why they do it. Get as many details as possible. Most people are full of great suggestions for solving problems, but no one asks for their opinion. Your curiosity combined with a beginner's mindset may yield unexpected solutions you can implement immediately. So I'm curious, did anybody have any curious opportunities this last week? And did you take any of those curious opportunities?
Well, this is a habit, not necessarily you're not always in business mindset,
Right?
We met this guy. We went to our daughter's ward, and oh my gosh, he was the friendliest man I've seen in years, wasn't he? He greeted us at the door. We were strangers in the congregation. And then he gave a talk, and he happened to be the ward mission leader. He said, "You guys, we have people all the time that are visiting our ward. Aren't you curious if if you want to know them? Don't you want to know what they are?" He asked us where we were from, what we did, what our kids did. And, he had some interjections of, "Oh, I know where that is," or, things like that. He was so congenial. Oh my gosh. I just felt like a loved person.
We want to feel that way every time we go
Uh-huh.
anywhere, but especially to church, right?
But I'm trying to get the habit in my own self. And we got the church early, and we did talk to mostly the people we know, but
Which is still fun.
which is still
You
fun.
can still be really curious about them.
Yes, yes. And how you doing? And we've missed you and those kinds of things. And anyway, it's a very heartwarming opportunity to to just put yourself out there and then you're not just in your bubble.
Yeah. No, I love that. Thank you. Any other curious thoughts?
Kathy, that was really good. That kind of happened yesterday at Easter in my church. I greet the people I know. And then after church, 3 people came up to me and said, "Oh, I didn't know you went to this church. We're new here and we know you from NKA." I said, "Oh, really?" Because there's 200 people in a class, so I really don't see everybody. And then another lady, her mother had just passed away a few years ago, and she'd never come to our church. And she sat by me, and we talked, and so we're going to be meeting each other, and I'm going to tell her about NKA and the DoTerra and see what's happened in her life. Her mother was a lifelong member and then has passed away, and so they'd come to church to do that. So yeah, when you smile and talk nice, and people are
Yeah.
curious about your life too, I guess.
Mhm.
I love that.
That was a wonderful report. You already were doing it.
I love it. I think that's so awesome. All right. Well, so this week, confidence, get Shad Helmstedter's book, or if you already have the book and you want to do the Theta blend and start, listening to your story. Oh, somebody gave us this awesome app information too. It's called ThinkUp. ThinkUp. It looks like that. If you can see it, it's orange and it's got that little growth thing. ThinkUp. And you can, I haven't done it yet, but 2 of my sisters are using it. But anyway, you can go in and record your affirmations. And then when you want to change them, you can change one at a time and it will put music in for you of your choice. There's like a whole bunch of stuff. I think it's like $30 they said it was $30 for a lifetime membership with it. So, and it's you in your voice saying your things, and that's something you could turn on at bedtime and listen to with your Theta blend going, and just really start. That would be a fun 90-day challenge, right? To just like do that for ourselves and
Get our goals.
then notice the goals that we start to win because
I love that.
Yeah.
Now I don't have to go find the Walkman.
nope, you do not have to find your Walkman or a tape recorder. Yep. Yep.
One of the daughters that was already doing it for a while has had some back problems and she wanted one of those light machines. So the gal that sold it to her says, "I just want to know what you're doing to manifest," because she got on this big sale, got the top rated item that she was trying to
thrown
get.
in for free.
Yeah.
So it was like $1,000 in free stuff for her. Yeah.
It was the company sale at the right time at the
And
right
she was doing all the most amazing things. She's the one who, if you know us, you know this sister. She has a hotel in a resort town,
Wow.
and she had a situation with the snow. Was it last year or the year
March
before?
1st, 1 year ago.
last year.
1 year ago, and so the building that her hotel was adjacent to, so it was attached to the other building,
They
and
had a
his
similar
roof
roof.
collapsed.
They had a
And she had, I know, and she has had this like whole year of like just absolute chaos going through trying to figure out getting the insurance company to pay. They're not going to pay this, that, whatever, having to do all this stuff. But she shared with us at our sisters retreat last
weekend.
was it last week?
It was last weekend. Yeah.
We went to Phoenix last week with all the sisters in our family. But anyway, she shared with us, she said, I had a 10-year goal to remodel my hotel. And I was 6 weeks into manifesting and doing this really, strong work when my neighbor's roof collapsed and almost condemned our building. And she said, now we will have everything is done. The insurance company is paying out. And she's like, we're going to remodel our whole building this year. So I moved from the 10-year plan to the 2-year plan. And awesomely, or not awesomely, while we were in Phoenix, a tree fell on her house. And she said, well, I did want to remodel the basement, so hopefully this will help.
Oh dear.
I said, maybe you could, reframe some of your affirmations so it doesn't have to be so violent.
So fortunately, it hit one window on the strong brick end of the house, but next to her neighbor. It was their tree. It was their tree, so it's not
It
even
wasn't her tree,
insurance.
right?
It's not
Yeah.
her insurance. It's going to have to be complained out. So they only broke one window and took a little, rain gauge. It wasn't not a serious, uh, terrible break. It wasn't the roof. It wasn't, it wasn't. Could have been so much worse.
Right, right. Anyway, maybe she'll get her new carpet out of that. Maybe she won't, but I did think it was awesome. I was like, wow, Britt. Yeah, so that's awesome. Anyway, lots of good things, and things don't always come the way that we expect. And I really thought that hearing her story about it was a hard year for her, but hearing her story and just being willing to of her being willing to just continue through and keep working toward toward a resolution and all the ways that she got to grow because of that experience was just
And
really
she didn't have to
really
go
phenomenal,
to court to get it done.
right? Which is amazing.
I think she had an
So,
attorney, but
she had an
he
attorney.
must have wrote perfect letters.
They got all the right things done.
Right.
So
Right.
anyway. All right. Well, thanks for coming. Thanks for joining us this morning. Anybody who's catching us on the replay, be sure to leave some comments down below. We'd love to hear your thoughts about being curious and also anything that you would like to share with us about possessing confidence, both from telling yourself a new story, if you have done it in the past, how that's worked, and if you're going to join us in a 90-day challenge of rewriting your story and then also becoming a proficient and entertaining public speaker. So
Right.
have a great week.
Enjoy.
Good shit.
Happy Easter Monday.
Right?
And April Fool's Day.
Oh my gosh, we got two birthdays to
Small's
celebrate.
birthday, right? We got to do some birthday stuff. See you later.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Have a good day.